Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Scott Govitz, and I am Associate Vice President of Workforce and Economic Development at Mid-Michigan College, and I'm also a volunteer for the Flood Recovery Network that is happening here for the county. And I'm pleased today to be joined by Jason Travis, and Jason is the Environmental Health Supervisor for the Central Michigan Community Health Department. And Jason, thank you for being here today. We appreciate your time and coming in and helping individuals who are watching learn a little bit more about the efforts that are underway regarding water wells as a result of the flooding. So thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me, Scott.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And so with water wells, it's seemingly a huge issue with large numbers, extraordinary numbers since the dam breaches. And you've been dealing directly with those, and you've been seeing those numbers. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so first of all, the best thing you can do for your water supply after a flood event is get the water tested.
Okay.
So since in the last 4 weeks, we've had over 300 water sample results come into the lab in Gladwin. About a quarter of those have tested positive for coliform bacteria, and about 5% of those tested positive for E. coli, which tells us that wells were directly affected by floodwater. So if you do happen to get a positive water sample result, you should contact a licensed well driller to get your well serviced, chlorinated, disinfected, and resampled.
I would imagine that licensed well drillers are hard to come by right now. Where do I see that list? How do I get to one? Do you have a list?
Yeah, so to drill wells in the state of Michigan, you have to be a licensed well driller. There's a list of the whole state of Michigan, or we can get you a list of just the well drillers in Gladwin County or Central Michigan District. But yeah, we absolutely can get you a list. I will say there are well drillers because there is a deficit, a surplus of work, a deficit of well drillers. So folks from outside the area, from West Branch, from Midland, Gratiot County, et cetera, are coming because there is a lot of work to be done.
And your list only says that they're licensed. It doesn't talk about their work. It's just they're licensed.
Correct. We're the regulator, so we do not recommend one licensed well driller over another, but our list says who holds a license in the state of Michigan to do this work.
So step one is get my well tested. If I haven't accomplished that yet, how do I do that?
Okay. Come to the health department office in Gladwin, pick up a bottle. The bottles are sterile. There's specific bottles for water testing. Don't fill up an old pickle jar or something like that. So get a sterile bottle, take it back to your home, fill it up with water, bring it back to the health department. There will be a list of instructions on the back of the form so you can complete it the correct way.
And I turn that back in, and how long before I get results?
Typically it's 24 hours to 48 hours before you will see your results.
And should I be doing something with my water in the interim period?
We don't recommend you drink your water until you get it tested. The best thing you can do after a flood is flush your well. So if you have a garden hose, hook it up. Flush in case any flood water did enter your well. Flush it out, purge that system, and wash that contaminated water free.
Okay. And assuming I need a new well, at that point then I need a permit?
You do, and we have seen a spike in permits in the flood area, in the affected area. We have seen in the last 4 weeks, we've issued 45 well permits.
Wow.
Which typically for the whole county, we see about 30 to 35 well permits for the entire county for that same period of time. Most of those wells have been shallow wells. With the lowering of the groundwater, the shallow wells would be affected.
So might we expect more information to be coming out on water well situations that individuals should be watching for?
Yeah, so what the community can do is monitor our website. We have a whole page and link on our website dedicated to flood, not only with water wells, but mold and other associated topics.
So we'll try to get a link to that page on the county webpage, which is where we would invite our listeners and watchers to go to learn more, and that will be connected back to the Central Michigan Community Health Department, District Health Department, and the resources there. Is there anything that we missed about water wells that individuals should be aware of at this point?
I don't think so. I think we've covered it. Get your well tested, and if you have an issue, contact a licensed well driller. You can find records of your water well. If it was, say, 30 years or less, we would have record of that at the health department, which also can be helpful.
Okay. Well, we've been talking with Jason Travis, who's the Environmental Health Supervisor for the Central Michigan Health Department, and we appreciate him coming in and helping us learn a little more about what needs to happen with water wells. Jason, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Scott.
You're welcome.